Welcome to another beautiful day here at Mills Motors, located at 240 Bond Street East in Oshawa. Today we're having a look at the all-new redesigned 2018 Terrain SLE all-wheel drive. This one here is shown in the awesome ebony twilight metallic, and under the hood you'll find a 2.0-liter Dock Direct injected inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with 9-speed automatic transmission. Gonna take a look at the inside of this vehicle now. So the upholstery in here is all cloth. Just down here you have the controls for the power adjustable driver's seat, which includes lumbar support. So we'll take a step inside the vehicle now to show you all the cool features we have in here. So we'll start at the IntelliLink color touchscreen. So same options as the 2017 Terrain, even a little more options, but you have a different design, obviously, as you can tell. So you have two main home screens. This is the first one with the majority of the information, the options on it. You can then slide to access the second one or simply press the home button again. So this is your second main home screen. You have all the music information on the left side. If you connect a mobile device using a Bluetooth, you'll have all that information on the right hand side. So music and phone are the most basic things I think that people use in their vehicle. So that's quick access to both of those things. However, if you do want most of the information, like I said, it's on this screen. So before we get into all the icons, you can see in the bottom right corner here, you have time, temperature display. This vehicle also has a Wi-Fi hotspot. So we'll click on this audio icon to start. Oh, there we go. So on the left hand side here, you can see what source you're streaming the music from. So if you click on more, you can see you have access to AM and FM radios, and then you can connect your mobile device to Bluetooth if you want to listen to some music that way. You can also connect your mobile device using cords, and you can listen to that music from your phone as well. So down here you can tune to whatever station you would like. Just simply flip through the stations, browse through the available stations. You can access the sound settings, and then like the 2017 Terrain, you can set favorite radio stations, but instead of them being along the bottom, they're actually up here along the top, and this row along the top will stay constant no matter what screen you're on, so you always have access to those favorite radio stations. So it's the same process. To set a favorite, you just want to press and hold the spot where you want it to go, and it'll alert you that it has saved as a favorite. You actually have 2 pages of those favorites that you can set. So now to get back to that main screen, you can click the button, the home button on the screen, or the home button down here. So as I mentioned, you can connect your mobile device to the vehicle, take advantage of hands-free calling. You have all your settings. Actually, instead of this vehicle having a projection icon, as a lot of the GMC vehicles do, this vehicle has actually split Apple CarPlay and Android Auto into their own separate icons, which is pretty cool. So the vehicle will recognize if you plug in an Apple or an Android product, the correct icon will light up, and you can have full access to whatever feature you would like to use. This vehicle is equipped with OnStar. As I mentioned, it does have a Wi-Fi hotspot, so you can access those settings there. So the buttons below the screen now, we've talked about the home button. You have this button in the center to turn on and off the stereo controls. The dial will control the volume. You have the hazard lights below that. And this vehicle is equipped with dual climate zones here in the front seat, which is something that the Terrains have never had before. So this dial is used to control the driver's seat temperature. This one is used to control the passenger seat temperature. As you can see, they're currently at the same temperature, but you can set them to different temperatures if that's more comfortable for the people in the front here. This button in the center will turn on and off the climate control. The dial will control the fan speed. You have front and rear window defrost, air conditioning, of course. And then something that I think is one of the coolest things about the 2018 Terrain is this new gear shift here. So instead of the old one, you just have this set of buttons here, which it saves a lot of space. It looks really cool, and it's also super easy to use. So when my foot is on the brake, I can push to park, pull to reverse, push to put it in neutral, pull to drive, or push to put it into lower gear. So super user friendly, and again, it looks really cool. Below that, you have all those inputs for connect your mobile device using cords that I mentioned earlier. So you have the Lightning USB, a regular USB, and an auxiliary input down there. You also have an auxiliary power outlet, and lots of storage space down where those options are. Moving back in between the seats now, you have 2 side-by-side cup holders, which is different than the 2 vertical cup holders that were in the previous Terrains. Below all that, you have an option for heated seats for both the driver and the passenger. You have hill descent control. You then have this awesome drive mode selector here, which is very similar to the one in the Terrain's big sister, the Acadia. So this in this vehicle, you have an option for 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or off-roading mode. Behind all that, you have a little bit of storage space down in there. We then get to this very nice leather wrapped center armrest here. So if we open that up, you still have plenty of storage space down below. This separate little divided storage space, I guess you can call it, does look a little different than the one in the 2017 Terrain, but it still keeps the items separate. You can still remove it if you want that. And I would argue that you have a lot better access to the space in this storage space here than you did in the 2017 Terrain, which is of course super handy. So looking directly up from that, this is really cool. You have this huge sunroof here. So it's actually a power tilt and sliding sunroof in the front, and then over those back seats you actually have a moonroof, and it doesn't move, so it won't slide or tilt or anything like that, but it does let in a lot of sunshine back there. But as I said, this front one can move backwards or tilt up to let in some fresh air to the vehicle. So that sunroof is actually controlled just by one control. So the slide and the tilt function are both controlled right here. And you also have this to control the shade. So it's an automatic shade. So if I click this down button just once, you can see that shade starts to go across both of those windows. So if I'm driving along and the sun gets a little too intense for me, all I have to do is press that button once and the shade will come all the way across to help me out, which is super awesome. We'll take a look now at the steering wheel here. Very nice leather wrapped steering wheel. So as you can see, the design of it is more like the GMC Sierra or the Yukon. So we'll take a look over here at the right hand side. You have this circle of buttons to control the driver information center. So the driver information center also looks different than it did before, so I'll take you through that. You have 3 different menus essentially. This first menu is to look at information about the trip you're taking. If you go one over, you can look at information about your vehicle, so oil life, oil pressure, tire pressure, all this information that is useful for the driver. If you go one more over, that's about your fuel economy. And then, so I'll just leave it there. So lots of options, but it's all useful information that the driver needs to know. So that is controlled by this circle of buttons here. You then have 2 buttons for hands-free communication, sorry. Behind here where my fingers are, there are 2 buttons, and those will help you control the audio volume. Over here on the left-hand side, you have all your cruise control settings. Once again, there are 2 buttons back here where my fingers are. Those will help you flip through those favorite radio stations if you do have them set. To the left-hand side of the steering wheel, just down here, you have interior and exterior lighting controls. You have the parking brake down here. And we'll finish it off with some basic controls over here on the driver's side door. So you have the power windows, window locks, power heated outside mirrors, and then up here beside the handle are the power lock and unlock. So we'll take a look at the back of this vehicle now. We'll start here by pointing out those awesome 18-inch aluminum wheels. Lined along the back of the vehicle here are ultrasonic parking sensors. These will alert the driver if the vehicle is getting too close to anything while in reverse. I also just wanted to point out here that the 2018 Terrain comes with an all-new redesigned key fob here. So you have the same options. So you have your unlock, lock, remote start. It's also keyless, but I just wanted to point out that new design there. So to open up this trunk now, instead of the handle being located just underneath this GMC logo here, it's actually located down at the bottom. So there's a button in there. Once again, if you want to press that and start pulling upwards, the trunk will open nice and easily. As you can see, you already have lots and lots of trunk space back here. That has not changed. You also have some hooks on the right and left hand side if you want to attach anything to secure the cargo back here. You have additional storage space underneath this little panel here, lots of it actually. As well, you can fold that second row of seating forward if you want some even more trunk space. And in the 2018 Terrain, those second row of seating fold flat, very, very flat. So I'll demonstrate that now. So you're going to use these 2 handles over here. So this first one, I'll pull that and the left side will flip down. As you can see, it's super flat. I'll pull the other handle now. That right side will flip, once again, incredibly flat. So as you can see, you have tons of room back here, so you can store a large item, lots of items, whatever you may need the space for. So to close this trunk up now, you have a handle located up here on the right hand side. You want to grab a hold of that, pull downwards, and the trunk will close nice and easily. So we'll take a look now at the back seat area of this vehicle. We'll start here at the rear passenger side door. You have lots of storage compartments there. You have the power window controls, beautiful wood grain trim. And as you saw earlier, the second row of seating can fold extremely flat to give you more trunk space. So I did it earlier using handles in the trunk, but if you don't want to open the trunk every time you need to fold the second row of seating forward, you can do it from right here in the second row. So it's the same process as in the 2017 Terrain. You want to grab this handle up beside the headrest, pull on that, and push the seat down. And as you can see, that seat lies so flat. I know I've said it so many times, but I can't stress it enough. So it's the same procedure over there for the second half of this split bench seat. To get the seat back up to its normal position, you just want to pull it back up until it clicks into place. Super easy. So we'll take a step inside the back seat now to show you around in here. You have some storage space located behind both the passenger seat and the driver's seat. And another very welcome change to the 2018 Terrain is these awesome air vents back here. So you can regulate the temperature of the back seat. No one's complaining back here. It's all well and good. Below that, you have 2 USB ports. Turning around now, you can see that this back seat is a split bench seat. So you can fit up to 3 people back here. However, if no one is taking up that center seat, you can pull down this tab. Down comes this center folding armrest, so you got a little bit of space to rest your arm there, as well as 2 cup holders here. And I just want to point out one more time, this awesome moonroof back here let in lots of sunshine for the people in the back. Well, there you have an in-depth look at the all-new redesigned 2018 Terrain SLE all-wheel drive. Once again, this one here is shown in ebony twilight metallic. And this vehicle is equipped with the safety and connectivity of OnStar. It also has its own 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot. If you want to learn more about the 2018 Terrain, please check out the other videos we did on our channel, or come visit us at 240 Bond Street East in Oshawa, where we will always do whatever it takes.